Hello, welcome to the next session of Basic Surveying Model number 3. In this session, we will be dealing with the basic terms and abbreviations which we are going to use in leveling. Okay, so what are the basic terms which are going to use in leveling? Let us understand that. Okay, so terms and abbreviations. So the first one is station. Let me write a figure. So now, if you observe this figure, here the instrument is set up, okay, and there is a benchmark. We know what is a benchmark, right? Benchmark is a point whose elevation is known. This may be either a temporary benchmark or a permanent benchmark. So the elevation of benchmark will be known. Taking this as a reference, we may calculate the elevation of next point. That is, say we can calculate the elevation of station B by using benchmark as a reference. Okay. So what you will do, you are going to keep a staff vertically at B, bisect the staff reading from the instrument and get the staff reading. Okay. So what do you mean by station? I have written station B. What do you mean by station? So wherever you set the instrument or a level is not called as station. Instead, wherever you keep the rod or the staff is said to be a station. Okay. So what is a station? In leveling, a station is that point where the level rod is held, okay, and not where the level is set up. It is the point whose elevation is to be ascertained, or the point that is to be established at a given elevation. Okay. So now you know what is a station. We shall go to the next term, that is height of instrument, or also we can call it as HI. What is height of instrument? For any setup of the level, the height of the instrument is the elevation of plane of sight or the line of sight with respect to the assumed datum. So in this case, if you assume this as a datum, this will be the height of the instrument. So height of the instrument is nothing but, for any setup of the level, the height of the instrument is the elevation of the plane of sight or the line of sight with respect to assumed datum. Okay. So this is height of instrument. Next term is back sight. Back sight. What do you mean by back sight? So the reading which you are going to take from the instrument to the benchmark, okay, or the reading which you are going to record from the instrument to the first point is called as back sight. So what is back sight? So the next term is back sight. Back sight is the sight taken on a rod held at a point of known elevation, to ascertain the amount by which the line of sight is above that point, and thus to obtain the height of the instrument. It is also known as plus sight, as the back sight reading is always added to the level of datum to get the height of the instrument. Okay, so if you observe here, say the elevation of benchmark is known, or known elevation. Okay, so it is a sight taken at a rod kept at known elevation. Here we know the elevation of the benchmark, so that sight is called as back sight. So if you know the elevation of this point and you need to know the height of the instrument, you should keep a staff or a rod here and take the sight. So if you add this elevation plus this height, you are going to get the height of the instrument. You are going to get what? Height of instrument. Okay, back sight is always added to the level of datum, or also it is called as plus sight. So to determine the height of the instrument, if you add the elevation to the staff reading held at benchmark or the known elevation, you are going to get height of instrument. So using this height of instrument, you can calculate easily the elevation or RL of the next point easily. Okay, so hence you should always add the back sight to the elevation of known point, hence it is called as plus sight. Okay, so this is also called as plus sight. Okay, next term is foresight. So now you know back sight. What is back sight? Say this is nothing but the back sight. Okay, now what about foresight? So foresight is the sight taken on a rod held at a point of unknown elevation to ascertain the amount by which the point is below the line of sight or above the line of sight, and thus to obtain the elevation of the station. Okay, you can take a sight by keeping the rod at the unknown point. Okay, so it is also known as minus sight, as the foresight reading is always subtracted from the height of the instrument to get the elevation of the object. So here this will be the foresight. Okay, so see here, very simple. This is the benchmark whose elevation is known. To calculate the height of the instrument, you have to keep a rod here, take a sight which is called as back sight. If you add this elevation and that sight, you will get the height of instrument, and that sight is called as back sight. Similarly, if you want to calculate the elevation of a point, or you want to calculate the RL of a point whose elevation is unknown, again you have to keep rod at that particular point, and then if you know the height of the instrument at this point, you have to deduct this from the known elevation. So whatever reading or sight which you are going to take at this point will be subtracted from the height of instrument, to know this elevation. Okay, that's why it is also called as minus sight. So what is the next term? Turning point or change point. CP or TP. Turning point or changing point is a point on which both minus side and plus side are taken on a line of direct levels, So let us assume you need to take the levels of a surface. So from one point you are going to take readings at several points, okay, but after some point you are not able to see the staff reading clearly. At that time what you are going to do is you are going to shift the instrument to the new point. From the new point you have to take a backside to the previous point and then take the foresight to the next point required. Okay, that point is called as turning point or changing point. Next we shall move on to the next term, which is intermediate station. Which is also called as IS. So what is intermediate station? Intermediate station is a point intermediate between two turning points on which only one side, that is minus side, is taken to determine the elevation of the station. Okay, so this is intermediate station. Okay, so now if you know what are the terms which you are going to use, then it will be easier for you people when you are going to solve numericals on it. Okay, next we shall move on to the next topic, which is booking and reducing levels. Next, booking and reducing levels. So there are two methods of booking and reducing the elevation of the points from the observed staff readings. The first one is collimation or height of instrument method. Or also we can call it as HI method. Okay, so the second one is rise and fall method. So there are two methods in booking and reducing a level, that is first one by height of instrument or collimation method, that is HI method, and the second one is rise and fall method. So what is height of instrument method? In this method the HI is calculated for each setting of the instrument by adding the backside to the elevation of the benchmark or first point. In this method HI is calculated for each setting of the instrument by adding backside to the elevation of the benchmark or the first point. The elevation of RL of turning point is calculated by subtracting from HI the foresight. If there are some intermediate points, the RL of those points is calculated by subtracting the intermediate side from HI for that setting. Okay, so now first method. So how can you calculate the height of instrument? Height of instrument is obtained by adding the elevation of the known point, that is benchmark, of the first point plus the backside. Okay. Okay. Next, to obtain the RL of the next point, we should use height of instrument minus the foresight. Okay. What if you have intermediate stations? If you have intermediate stations, this can be written as intermediate site or foresight. Intermediate site is subtracted from height of instrument, and foresight is also subtracted from the height of instrument. Okay, so by doing this calculation, HI minus IS or FS, you are going to get the RL of next point. Okay, so please keep these two formulas in your mind, because when we take up a numerical problem, you need this. Okay, next we shall move on to the next method, which is rise and fall method. What do you mean by rise and fall method? In rise and fall method, the difference of level between consecutive points is found by comparing the staff readings on the 2 points for the same setting of the instrument. The difference between their staff readings indicates a rise or fall according to the staff reading at that point is smaller or greater than the preceding point. In this case, what you are going to do is you have to take difference between two consecutive readings to obtain the RL of consecutive points. Okay, so if you know the RL of benchmark, say for example, so this is back side, intermediate side and foresight, and this will be your rise or fall depending on the values or the difference which you are going to obtain. Rise is taken as positive, that is, if you obtain the difference between the levels as positive value, you are going to write that under rise, and if you obtain the difference between the two levels as negative value, then you are going to obtain that under fall. Okay, and the next vocab will be RL. If you know elevation of a point and its backside, you should add the RL to the backside to get what? Height of instrument. Okay, remember, in the similar manner, if you know backside, say 1, 2, 3 and 4. What I am doing here is I have started taking levels from station 1, which is backside, station 2 and 3 will be intermediate, and station 4 denotes it is the end reading. Okay, so to calculate rise or fall, you have to take difference between these two levels. Next you will get one value here. Next difference between these two will get one more. Difference between these two will get one more value. Depending on plus or minus, you have to enter that under rise and fall. Okay, then calculate the RL. So now we have some checks in both the methods, which will give us an idea whether we have calculated the elevations of required points or RLs of required points correctly. Okay, so what is that arithmetic check? So for HI method, you should check whether the summation of all the backside minus the summation of foresight is equal to last RL minus first RL. So if you apply this check, you should get that same value on both the sides. Okay, next, in rise and fall method, what is the check that you need to perform? That is sigma Bs minus sigma Fs should be equal to sigma rise minus sigma fall, that should be equal to last RL minus first RL. This is the check to be adopted in rise and fall method. Okay, so this summation Bs minus Fs, summation Fs should be equal to summation rise minus summation fall should be equal to last RL minus first RL. If this value is equal to this value and is equal to this value, then we can say the elevations which you have computed is correct. So these are the methods to calculate the RLs or elevations of required points. I hope you have understood this. Okay, in the next session we will be taking up numericals on how to calculate the elevations of required points. Okay, thank you.